Last orders at the bar, please.
Welcome to Tavern Tales. These are the adventures of The Rookies, a curated actual play of the tabletop role-playing game Masks, a New Generation from Magpie Publishing. Previously on Tavern Tales, the Jacob estates have proved tough as the group has found Alejandra, but can they save her and themselves from Nimrod and his fellow supervillains?
Come sit down and drink with the enemy, raise a glass and toast to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So come sit down and laugh with the enemy, raise a glass and sing to the enemy, and I'm not gonna do this on my own. So I won't end up being alone, 'cause I won't drink my drink alone. So what about you? 1 beer or two, I'll drink to you.
It's good to have you here, though. We have unfinished business.
Sure do.
Do you know how long I suffered because of you, George Grady?
You started it. I just finished
You started everything.
George's eyes just go super wide, and they're like both just like super angry.
There's just a yell off happening
like you
here.
see like his fists go really tight and like his arms go straight, like ugh, right? So he's getting really, really tense, and there's like a fleshness to his face as well, and he's kind of like grinding his teeth. You can see like you've never really seen him be that angry before.
Cool.
George.
Nimrod takes both hands and pounds himself in his chest, and there's this brassy, hollow ring with like that sound that comes as well from like radiation leaking. And he says, "You did this to me."
Ooh.
And then his hands lower and they turn into fists, and he says, "Maybe I should thank you, though.
I didn't do anything to you. You started everything.
You're the one who called me a Nimrod. You're the one who stuck the name to my chest for forever."
Well, maybe you shouldn't have acted like one. Maybe you shouldn't have been a bully, and then we wouldn't even know each other.
You know nothing.
I know things.
I knew things. Anything where you can use that whiny voice, like that's very George. I love George.
The rest of the team is not just standing there, of course.
No.
They're involved in stuff.
Yeah.
This conversation is not done, though. So what are you doing, Bo?
I'm gonna attempt to tackle Nimrod's legs out from under him, just because I think it's better if he's prone for other people, trying to create opportunities.
So in the middle of the conversation that George is having with
he's
Nimrod,
distracting him. I think it's great.
that would end the conversation.
Oh, fine.
Right? Like if you take out Nimrod, but is there something else that you could be doing?
Well, where's the other guy?
Walking into the room.
All right.
Slow Saturday Night Live walk, I guess, because it's a comic book. So like things are happening outside of speed of it's not a movie, right? It's a comic
No,
book.
I don't want to take George's confrontation away from him with his high school bully, certainly. I'm going to grab a couch and I'm going to use it as a battering ram to push the guy into the nearest wall that I can get him into to try and pin him.
Okay.
At Adora holding couch and using it as a battering ram.
What is Terry doing?
I am turning my attention to Numbskull and going to... Sorry,
Okay.
I don't know.
So I'm going to back this up. We're not going to engage with Nimrod because the comic book won't allow us to engage with Nimrod. That's a scene that's happening. But I want to know where your characters are in the panels and what you are doing in the panels. That's what's important to me, is to not cast your characters aside. So again, there are moves that are made for this sort of thing, right? Moves that help you bolster in a fight. There are moves that are like, you know what? I'm going to comfort my friend. I'm going to be off to one side and I'm going to support George and I'm going to shout out and say blah, blah, blah. And Nimrod's going to, haha, you know, you can take Nimrod. He's an old man compared to, and then you can maybe clear a condition from George. possibly.
Oh.
There's also assess the situation, which you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to have a good look around and I'm going to see that guy walking towards me. Does he have any weaknesses? Or is he susceptible to me? How so? Those are good questions to ask during this part of a fight, right? Because we got this conversation happening. And again, I know you're all thinking how to be active. I want you to think about how you can physically and verbally do those things. But everybody's initial motivation seems to just be like, I'm a fight stuff and punch things in the head when we're not at that point in the current fight.
I think I've got a good visual for the comic book.
Okay, what is Terry doing?
Terry runs over to Xpay and Adora and helps them stand up. And then it's like, just the picture of the comic book is George is talking and facing Nimrod. And on the other side of George, the three of us are standing and about to face off with Numbskull. So we're like in a little power pose facing the opposite direction. So you see the two groups and then the two enemies on each side. Does that make sense?
Sure, but what are you doing?
I am going to support Xpay. I'm going to be like, Xpay, you got this.
So we see Terry standing next to Xpay. Terry reaches out a hand and puts it on Xpay's upper arm, looks Xpay in the eyes and says,
Xpay, you are probably one of the most badass people that I know. I'm glad I'm standing beside you in this fight. Let's go kick this guy's butt. And it was super cool when you took that radiation like it was nothing.
Cool, roll to support. Comfort your friend. Plus mundane.
9.
That's because I've been fighting you to get you to the highest mundane possible. You plus 3 mundane.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you have any special things that allow you to do stuff when you support people, Terry Chase? I don't believe you do.
I don't.
Pretty much, I want to punch things in the face. So.
Or supporting my team, but it's in a fight, not a...
Well, that's spending team. So you have got a 10 on support or comfort. That means that you, Xpay, can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels. Which one are you going to do?
I'm going to clear a condition.
What are you going to clear?
Afraid.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
I just did something super cool.
You're not afraid of this stuff anymore. You got this handled. You got any conditions left?
Nope.
All right. Now, on top of this, you get to choose. Are you adding a team to the pool, Terry Chase, or are you going to clear a condition on yourself?
I'm going to add team to the pool.
There is already 7 team in the
I don't
pool.
have a condition.
You're right, because you haven't done the other thing that you were going to do.
Oh, damn it. I'm going to also do game
all right,
facing.
we're adding team to the pool.
We're going to use a lot of team, guys.
Boom. There we are. We're at team to the pool. Xpay, what do you do?
Well, I don't know, because I had a plan before that whole conversation just happened, and I don't know if it still works, but I wanted to charge my burn.
Okay, yeah, you're going to power up.
Yeah, I'm going to power up.
Roll.
7, because I have no conditions, right?
That is correct. You have no conditions.
So you kind of want conditions to use burn.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, you're going to mark a condition, and you are going to power up 3 burn.
I'm going to take angry.
Excellent. Yeah,
these
it makes
guys are
sense.
trying to hurt my
Yeah. This is good.
It's
It
a
works out
good
for you.
one.
Now you have 3 burn with which to spend. What does that look like?
Xpay glows.
Yeah, what does your burn do? What are your burn abilities?
Elemental awareness, boost, and moat.
What's moat?
Create a barrier that will hold back threats as long as you keep your attention on it.
Oh, M-O-A-T. Okay, that makes better sense. I thought it was M-O-T-E, like you're like a moat of energy.
I imagine Xpay turns into the barrier. I always get that when.
So what are
that
the other
happens.
2 again?
Elemental awareness.
And what does that one do?
You spend 1 burn, mark a condition to open up your mind to the world around you. With your powers, you can ask any one question about the world around you, and the GM will answer honestly.
Cool. And the last one?
Boost. So spend 1 burn to supercharge a teammate's efforts with your powers, giving them a +1 bonus to their roll, as if you had spent team from the pool.
Cool. I'm going to say the glow emanates from the points where you blast out your electric powers, not your sonic powers. You don't have those right now. Your electricity powers. That's what glows. So your mouth, your eyes, the palms of your hands, the spaces that you have, those energy ports that come out, but that your skin becomes a mirror reflective image site. So it's really hard on the artists. They're really mad about the fact that this has been done because that is impossible to really show well. As the colorist now has to do like all of these matching colors as Terry Chase is standing next to Xpay, and we have to see Terry Chase reflected in Xpay.
Yeah.
So hard to do. And one of the reasons why the rookies in this fight was never turned into a TV program, because they just did not want to have to deal with the graphic overlay for that. So there we are.
Cool.
And Bo, what are you doing?
Given the change of what we had a conversation about, I am going to assess the situation. I would like to look around and be like, all right, once they're done talking, what would be the smartest thing for me to do first? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Roll to assess.
I am superior. I got a 7.
That is enough. You may ask, I believe, 2 questions.
1.
One question.
1 question. I wasn't looking at it. Could have been 2, but no, you guys took it away from her. So,
Yep.
okay.
What can I use to incapacitate Nimrod?
So you know that Numbskull is a supervillain who's very strong and very durable, but he also saps the energy from people and things. So you think that if you manage to get Numbskull to turn his powers on Nimrod, it would suck away Nimrod's radiation energy, and that would do what you want to do about Nimrod.
Ooh, that's a plan.
There you go.
All right.
Use that information as you will. And George says,
All I ever did was protect people. And you're saying I hurt you.
You're the bully. You're the one who was calling me names and shoved me.
Yeah, because you were picking on Cass. I was just protecting her.
he looks at you dumbfounded. He's like,
You came to the protection of the biggest bully in this school.
Cassandra mean.
That's not true. You're lying.
And you're an idiot.
Takes one to know one.
he gets to his feet. He's like,
You haven't changed. You're just as dumb now as you were then. But I guess that makes sense.
George is just gonna glare. So you see his eyes get really squinty.
She'd use her powers to manipulate people and control people all over the place. And you're no exception.
and he points a finger out at you accusatorily.
I don't think so, buddy. We were friends.
Yeah, friends.
You took me away from her. You sent me into this stupid time period. I hate it here.
You think I did that?
Duh. Of course. Who else would have? We were fighting and all of a sudden I'm here.
I went there to confront Cassandra, and you got in the way. I didn't send you to the future, dum-dum.
Well, then who did? Because it wasn't me.
He just looks at you like,
Right, yeah. So, the girl who can see the future and everyone's freaking afraid of, and you're standing there still protecting her to this day, you don't think she put you here and she's manipulating you into all of this?
She can see into the future?
Doy. She's Cassandra? Did you arrive here yesterday?
Not yesterday, a week or so ago.
Sure seems like you got here yesterday.
You were born yesterday as well. Sorry.
I love that.
Well, I don't believe you. Cass was my friend. You're just a big liar and a big bully like you always were. Damn.
That's it then. Let's do this.
And he fighter moves in his big suit, moves back and forth.
Street Fighter.
Yeah. Give me your best shot, dum-dum.
George is also gonna raise his fists up, and he does almost like a football pose, like he's actually gonna get into a racer's pose, like one hand touching the ground, to kind of charge up his speed to kind of launch at him with a fist. So you kind of see purple energy building up.
All right, roll to directly engage a threat.
7 on the die.
So that's a 6 because you're -1 to danger.
Oof. Can I boost George?
Yeah, you could.
I see George getting ready and him about to fight his foe. And so I boost him and the glow explodes from my areas.
Right.
And surrounds George and goes into him.
Gross. So part of XP goes into George.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's
Electricity.
influencing George today.
Cool.
We just want you to succeed.
That's fair.
That puts you to a 7,
Awesome.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Pick one on directly engaging a threat.
He's gonna resist his blows back.
Okay, cool. Yep. So George runs in and punches the radiation. And in other words, you were going to miss.
Yeah.
XP's burst of additional made you faster than you were expected because Nimrod was waiting for you and knows how fast you are. And he had leaned back and was about to kick you through the uprights as you rushed forward. You rushed forward a little faster than he was anticipating you to get. And so he doesn't get the kick off. And you land a powerful blow to the middle of his radiation suit, which flickers, right? And then explodes uncontrollably. And I need you, because you have dealt him a condition, I'm choosing to use his special ability of a blast of radiation that sears and burns everyone around you.
Oh, no.
So I want everyone to roll to take a powerful blow from this.
Is there any way for me to defend someone so that they're not taking a powerful blow?
No. I'm seeing a lot of 7s and 8s, and I'm loving it.
I got a 10.
Yeah, I got-
That makes you even happier.
Excellent. That makes me super glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a 9.
A 9?
8.
8?
8.
Cool. So 10 has to pick 2. Are you removing yourself from the situation? Are you losing control of yourself or your powers in some way? Or are you taking 2 options from 7 to 9?
Losing control of myself. Or my powers.
Okay, cool. You think that one's the easier one, but it's not. It's a harder one. That's okay.
I chose it because I thought it would be better for the story.
Don't worry about it. All right, we'll come back to George. George has made his decision. Bo, what are you doing?
I'm going to take 2 conditions.
What 2 conditions are you picking?
I am afraid and insecure.
Oh, I love it. Yes, that makes perfect sense. XP.
I'm going to give ground, and my opposition's going to get an opportunity.
I love it. Okay, and Terry.
I'm going to struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions as well.
All right, cool. What 2 conditions are you taking?
I am going to take afraid and guilty because I led people into this mess.
You
Sorry,
are
guys.
the leader. Cool.
I would have taken guilty, but I didn't have a reason, so it's good. Good choices.
XP. Numbskull has moved into area, and it seems like the radiation is like sucked into them, and he reaches out and grabs you by the throat, giving you that opportunity, and he draws a giant amount of energy out of you, reducing you by 1 additional burn. So you still have 1 burn left, right? Okay. That is the opportunity he's taken from you. George, in this explosion, both George and Rodney vanish.
Oh.
What?
Leaving the group standing there with just the 3 of them facing off against Numbskull.
I had a plan.
Nimrod's radiation suit vanished, and it was just the thin, sickly guy inside the suit that vanishes with George as the 2 collide.
The radiation suit is still there?
Yeah, I'm confused too. Sorry.
It was never a real suit, in quotation marks.
It was just like an aura.
Always energy, radiation around him that looked like a suit. Look up the figure or the Marvel character armor, and that's what the person is. If you look up armor on an image search in Google, armor Marvel, that should give you a good image of the figure and the character I'm picturing.
Oh, okay.
George, you feel the rush of years blast over you as you are sucked or pulled somewhere in time. There's dust all around you swirling as you land with a big heavy thud somewhere, and you can't see anything as your eyes are clearing. You hear coughing next to you of a sickly individual.
George is gonna head towards that sound of the coughing.
It's right next to you.
So he looks over.
Yeah, it's Rodney, adult Rodney. He looks like he's been through like 14 rounds of chemotherapy. He's super thin, super frail. His skin is almost translucent. There's a yellowish tinge to all of him. His eyes are this almost mustard. The whites of his eyes are almost a mustard color. His sallow skin looks at you as he coughs twice.
So you can see George's like expression at first is like angry and then confused. Like there's a couple panels. And then as he looks at Rodney and kind of realizes, his expression softens and he kind of gets like a sympathetic look on his face. And he kind of kneels down to where Rodney is. So he goes down to his level, right? Because he's quite small and frail, right? So he comes down and I'm just like, what happened to you?
You happened to me.
How? I didn't, what?
You're a son of a bitch, George Grady.
I didn't.
You always will.
What? And he's like, you can see his eyes start to get that twinkly look like he's about to cry, but he's holding them back, but he's like getting emotional just because he's confused and he's all the emotions. So many emotions happening.
And you look out across the field as you look up from this dying individual. Rodney dies in your arms.
Oh my
God. No, you killed Rodney.
I didn't mean it.
And you see across from you is the playground, and you see Rodney picking on Cassandra as George Grady gets involved. And you can actually see that you did not see back then, you see now. You see the telltale reddish glow around Nimrod as you see his radiation powers begin to kick in from this moment as you shove him, and you see a blue kind of light shining out 3 rays from the mouth and eyes of Cassandra hitting you in the back as the red radiation of Rodney hits you and the blue light of Cassandra hits you. And you twinkle out of existence into the future. And Rodney freaks out and runs away, thinking he did that. And Cassandra stands there with a slowly spreading smile on her face and then looks to the hill that you're standing on.
I think George is just kneeling there with his mouth agasp and his eyes super wide. And he's frozen. Because he doesn't...
Right, because this is a panel in a comic book. So that's super...
Sorry.
What do you do?
I think he looks back down at Rodney. He's like, I have more questions. And you can see him kind of softly shaking him because he hasn't really accepted. He knows that he's gone, but he hasn't accepted that he's gone. He's like,
Okay, Rodney crumbles into like bone and dust.
Jesus.
As the radiation inside of him eats its way through and he blows away in the wind, and George is kneeling there with dust blowing off to one side of him.
And you see him like kind of grasp what little dust was there and it left in his hands. And he like closes his fists and like tightly. And he's like, and you can see tears starting to stream down his face. And he just... in a, like, I don't know how you would show whispers. I guess it'd be like soft, not bold. Just like, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Yeah.
Okay, that's what he says. What's everybody else up to?
I am going to freak out because he's got Xpay by the throat.
Adora turns hair kind of flying because it's always kind of free, not like she ties it back or anything like that. And it's sort of like a wrestling move where she just tries to link the other arm that's holding Xpay's throat to try and like arm bar it away. So it's like stomp, 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 slips her arm in between where like his arm is bent in, and then uses her leverage to like arm bar him to let go.
Okay, so we flash back from George Grady to just the words stomp, 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 and then there's a panel where you can see Xpay and an arm, and then you see the jacket of Adora with the pink fringe around the wrist come up and through and like pow or whatever and roll to directly engage a threat.
I got a 7.
That is enough. You are successful in directly engaging a threat. You're rolling plus danger, which is +2, -2 for being afraid, leaving you a 7. That's a hit.
Yeah.
So pick one of those things below.
Okay. I would like to create an opportunity for my ally, and I will.
Absolutely. Yeah. This would be creating an opportunity for Xpay. Xpay, you'll have a +1 forward against.
It sort of just like loosens his arm from the hold or whatever. Or
absolutely.
Pulls the arm away from his body where he's pinching Xpay against.
So you come in with an arm bar and you dislocate the wrist, the elbow or whatever it is of Numbskull. He cries out in pain. You inflict a condition upon him, but he inflicts a terrible blow to you as well, because when you make contact with him, he smiles hungrily and you feel all your internal energies and superhero reserves sucked and drawn into Numbskull. Roll to take a powerful blow.
Can I help?
You would roll to defend?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to try and break his like concentration of like pulling in the energy. So I'm just going to come and like sucker punch him in the side. Oh, right. Damn it. This is not. I'm going to defend somehow.
All right. You don't know what you're doing. All right. What are you doing?
Xpay is going to try
fair.
Defend by electrocuting him. I'm going to put my hands on his arm that has me by the throat, and I'm going to send an electrical current through. He's still going to absorb it.
Okay.
I'm going to try and break from him. Break free.
That's
Those
what
are the words.
That's the award. That's the thing I'm doing for you is I create an opportunity for my ally. So
that's not going to happen yet because that hasn't happened yet because you're about to take a powerful blow. You see that. You see the energy about to come in. You blast electrical energy into him instead of him drawing the energy from Adora. Roll to defend your friend.
All right. I like that.
Cool.
Conversely, could have been like, laser, take this energy.
I thought that would change it into directly engaging a threat, though.
No, because you're fair in this instance, though, because he's sucking the energy out. Anyway, it all works out.
Yeah, I got a 4.
So you failed. Mark potential. You power up Numbskull even more, and he draws all that power out of you, and you lose that last element of burn. get sucked out. And I'm going to suggest that ends that scene where you have had the electrical energy and you're back to Sonic Blast's
Fair.
XP. Roll to take a powerful blow.
I feel like my Sonic Blast would have been more helpful.
Terry Chase fires a laser, attempting to defend as well, to see if that helps. So shoot your laser as a defend, because you're defending here, to stop Adora from taking a powerful blow.
Oh no, is it bad?
8. Yeah, 5 plus 3. I have plus 3 on Savior.
How do you have plus 3 on Mundane and Savior?
Mundane, Savior, and I have minus 2 on Freak and minus 1 on Superior and a 0 on Danger. Bam, plus 3.
Holy moly, you're kind of min-maxed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a mundane
What
Savior.
conditions do you have?
I have Guilty, so minus 2 to provoke or assess, and Afraid.
Okay, great, perfect. Yeah, you don't have to roll to take a powerful blow. Your laser, all of the energy is sucked out of your laser, and it goes boom and dies.
Thanks, Terry. Can I chuck the laser at the guy's head?
So the laser draws in and takes this guy out instead, and you don't have to roll to take a powerful blow. And that's where we are at. George, you look down. There is a red crystal on the ground in the shape of a heart.
Does it look like team?
Just for those listening
It's bigger.
at home.
Okay.
Martine.
No, it's bigger.
So I pick up the crystal, the heart-shaped crystal.
Cool. You're blast forward through the years.
Whoa! I'm glad I went to the bathroom first. I don't feel so good.
You are still gone. XP, you've returned to your normal self. Your mirror-like skin returns back from normal. What do you do?
I would like to Sonic Blast him.
Absolutely. You go ahead and roll.
Please don't
Directly
be
engage the threat.
Better.
You're +1, because this is the forward you have on this, so that's an 8 there total, plus...
-1, so 7.
And then you are currently angry?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were afraid. So it's cool. That is 7 total.
And so because I'm angry, I'm like throwing these blasts with some huzzah.
Yeah. He absorbs all of your sonic energy and grows in strength. However, that does make him angry towards you, and he smiles, and without even touching you, he reaches out with both hands and kind of just gestures, and you feel the electrical current begin to pull forth from you as a result. Now, you get to pick one of those things. Which one do you pick for the directly engaging a threat?
I'm going to resist or avoid their blows.
Okay, cool. You just feel your energy leaving you, but it doesn't emotionally impact you. Mm-hmm. And that's what he does, is just sucks that energy from you. And you can see the anger and energy radiating off him. And he says nothing. He has never said anything at all the whole time.
Would this guy count as our, like the threat we're facing, our powers are not able to deal with him?
Possibly.
Sneaky. I'd like to do that, but I'd like to give someone else an opportunity.
Why don't you take it?
Okay. I'm going to use a mind of their own and unleash my powers, hopefully.
All right, use a mind of your own, which allows you to change your powers, right? If they're not being successful against the enemy.
Oh.
Powers evolve and mutate. When you are facing an obstacle or threat that your powers would not be able to deal with, you can mark a condition to gain brand new abilities adapted to the situation, and then you will lose those once that situation is gone. So, doing it again, marking a condition. What condition will you mark?
I will mark.
All right, while Paige is deciding that, XP, you see him hold his hands out and he beckons, and energy washes off of XP, and XP says a single word like oh or huh. What does XP say?
Interesting.
And then goes, and XP stands there, but slumps as though turned off. What do the two of you do, Bo and Terry?
I was going to ask, so does Terry know about Numbskull? Like,
Nope.
Okay.
XP didn't say anything.
Cool.
Neither has Bo.
I was just being like, I'm noticing that he's being able to suck in everybody else's superpowers.
Yep.
I feel like I'm actually the best suited to fight him than having no superpowers.
Definitely a large 8-foot tall man with a metal head. Terry's like, this
No.
is my guy.
No, I'm just wondering, like, if he takes away superpowers, like absorbs powers, and I don't have any.
Right.
I feel like...
You're like, take a triple sow cow, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Is that where this comes in hands? I feel like I should assess that and see if I can figure that out.
He's an 8-foot guy with a metal head. He looks very strong, and he seems to be sucking people's powers away. Not their like superpowers, right? But like their energy powers.
In a Sailor Moon sense of the word.
Right.
I am going to try to do something super cool then. We'll see. There is a rope that is laying across. No.
What? Where is this rope coming from?
It was going to be laying
You
on.
love to do this all the time.
Because you
What do
tell
you want to
you
do?
tell me not to ask for it and just to say it. Because
Right.
then you say, well,
That's
we
true.
shouldn't have asked for it, Chelsea. You're just telling me.
That's true. A lot of times when you're like, there isn't this thing. And then I'm like, haha, what do you want to do with a rope? You want to tie him up? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I was going to jump over him parkour style and try and hook the rope under his chin and flip him over top of me using momentum because I'm not directly touching him then.
Okay.
So I was going to rope him around the neck, pow, over top.
There is a strand of broken crystals that is broken away from the chandelier. And you can grab that. And he is 8 feet tall. Roll to...
Can I?
I mean, you're not really...
No. What
roll
if
to
I?
unleash your powers, I guess is what this is. It's a parkour move. So go ahead. Roll to unleash your powers.
I
Get
was
him.
just wondering if I should make Bo hold the other side and then we just run. But then I'm going to get whipped around because you're way too strong.
I'm gonna unleash my powers.
I'ma help you by kicking him in the face at the same time.
So you're rolling plus freak.
Yeah. So I have a 7.
Woohoo.
I rolled a 9 and I have a -2 on freak.
Do you have any conditions? You still have no conditions, right?
Oh no, I have conditions now. I have 2. I'm just seeing if they affect this. No, they don't.
You're not hopeless, right?
Nope.
Okay, so you have a 7. That means it's temporary. So yeah, you do a parkour move. You flip over top of him, catch his chin, knocks him to the ground, and you land awkwardly, kind of stumbling as well. And he lays there knowing he can just get right back up. So there we go. You've unleashed your powers and you get to mark a condition because you've rolled a 7 to 9.
Damn it.
But you have achieved what you set out to do, which was knock him to the ground.
Yes. Make
It's
him
all that
prone.
necessary. All right, I'm going to say that gives you a +1 forward against Numbskull here
Okay.
for this unleashing of the powers.
Bo would like to jump up in the air and elbow smash this guy
Roll to directly engage a threat.
a la wrestling move.
So you have a +1 forward because you've assessed him and you know what's going on.
Yep.
You have +1 forward because Terry has knocked him down. So I see from the dice plus that's a 10. And now you're directly engaging a threat.
That's plus danger.
Correct. And you're
Okay.
not afraid, are you?
I am not afraid. No, wait, I am afraid.
All right. So that puts you at an 8 plus your danger. What's your danger?
2.
So that puts you at a 10.
Yay!
So on a 10 plus, pick 2.
I'm going to resist or avoid their blows
Okay.
as something that happens after. And then I am going to impress, surprise, or frighten them.
Definitely frightened them as you slam your elbow down on their chest and
Roll
a
away.
gout of energy comes bursting forth from their mouth, but no sound comes out whatsoever.
Energy vomit? Yes. And then I roll away.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm resisting or avoiding them, right? XP!
You've all been successful, so...
Also, just to let you know, I took Insecure.
Okay, that makes good sense.
I
would be
also took
too.
insecure.
Yeah.
We're all
I-
pretty insecure
Did
right
I get
now.
to describe what my new powers were that I used?
Not yet,
Oh, okay.
because you've powered down. And that's why when you're like, XP!
Oh, right. I think we all
I mean, you
forgot.
could have just said, there's nobody home. That would have been fine instead of like looking
Please
over
leave
a
a
page.
message after the beep.
Beep.
I'm sorry. The bad guy, Numbskull, rolls to his feet because it was temporary that you knocked him to the ground. And he looks to Terry Chase and his hands wave at you. XP, you come back online bzzz, with that sound. And you see Numbskull waving at Terry Chase. A convoluted series of hand gestures.
Terry waved. I'm just kidding. Hiya, pal.
XP fills with anger
Mm-hmm.
and uses their newly acquired magnetic power
Okay.
Ooh.
and takes their hands and puts them out front. And you know, when you were a kid and you used to do this on someone's head? For the comic, when you take your fingers up to your eye and you squish someone's head, XP is doing the same thing, but taking their hands and squishing, using their metal to start to squish the head and then try and pull it off. Because they're angry, like really angry.
Cool. Roll to directly engage a threat.
That's super cool.
Super intense.
Oh, I really want to use some team.
I know,
Wanna
we're
use some
rolling
team.
too good today.
Oh no. 5.
Okay, won't let you down it. I can add 2 team to that.
Okay. How are you doing that? Do you have influence over XP?
Yeah, dude.
Cool. That allows you to use 2 team from the pool to add 2 to the roll, getting XP to a 7.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, there's no other way to get XP to a 10, so that's just barely a success. What do you say to help XP?
Oh, yeah. Or like flip the magnets.
You gotta reverse the polarity.
Don't cross the streams.
Do cross this.
Keep twisting his head, XP. I can see a fissure starting to occur on his neck.
Okay, yeah. Like, don't stop. You have to keep going. And it bolsters you. You continue to do so. And, you have succeeded. Pick one.
I'm going to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
You frighten the crap out of him. However, I'm going to need you to roll to take a powerful blow as you do, in fact, crush the head of your enemy and pull it free, and a spurt of what looks like liquid mercury, or mercury is a liquid, so mercury pumps out as the body falls lifeless to the ground and the head falls to the other side as you've killed a man.
Does that count as hurt?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
And you recognize his hand waving as you came back online was him reaching out in sign language to say, I surrender, I give up, please don't, death.
Oh, no.
Oops.
We're the worst.
Yeah.
Do we become supervillains?
That's the path
Yep.
we're on.
We're all going to be George.
Definitely
Reed's
not the good
best
guys.
friends and supervillains.
So you've rolled a 3, I see,
Yep.
and you only have 2 conditions, correct?
Yep. So
So
5.
that's a 5. So you'd mark potential.
Do you want me to say how I weather the blow?
Nope.
Okay.
That's all internalized. There's no physical. This was an emotional blow that was being rained down. It's not it's something you can talk about with your character down the road. However, both of you need to mark afraid.
Yeah.
I already have afraid, Mark.
Me too.
Hopeless.
No.
Hopeless? I'm just not angry, guys. That's the only thing
I'm
left.
really in a bad place.
Because you just watched and you just helped that person kill a person.
Yes, we're evil now.
Sure seems that way.
I'm in a rough place. So.
No George, no Solarian. The 3 of you are standing there. Successful?
Question mark?
Then you're definitely, your intention was to come here and kill Numbskull, no doubt. But what happens next, we will have to find out next time, as that ends the comic book with the death of
Jesus.
Numbskull at XP's hands and magnetic hands. And we need now to go through and do our end of game moves.
XP feels bad now that they're not as angry.
Yeah, you're going to be guilty AF later.
Yep.
So let's start with George. We're at the end of the session. Did you grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
I think he's grown into an image of himself. Because,
Okay.
yeah, Nimrod definitely enlightened him to more of the reality, right? Because he had a different perspective, and now he sees what it actually looked like, and he's learned a little bit more about himself.
All right. So you're going to change your labels?
Yeah.
Do you want to just do that next time?
Yeah, if you just put a note in my notebook, and I'll do that first thing.
XP.
Just based on the end, XP is going to grow into an image of themselves in a negative way. That power is something XP has not seen in themselves before, and they've realized that they've unlocked a part of them that they didn't know existed,
Mm-hmm.
and an emotion that they didn't know existed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to shift my danger up
Yep.
and my superior down.
All right. Bo.
Yeah, I feel like Bo grew closer to the team in that they worked really well as a team together with other people, like especially Terry and XP.
Pick one person.
I'm going to choose Terry. Terry already has my influence.
All right.
So,
Terry, change Bo's labels.
I'm going to say that
and clear a condition. Ooh.
Bo
Or
is
potential.
superior,
Bo has gone up in superior and down in...
mundane.
Now I'm a 3 in superior.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And your marking potential?
Yes,
Because
because I will clear out a
that'll mark off the whole thing.
Potential
Perfect.
thing.
So mark it and now choose which one you're going to do while we go to Terry.
Terry is going to say he grew closer to the team.
Who made you feel welcome?
I think Bo,
Okay.
because Bo worked really well with me.
Okay,
Do you have our influence over Terry already?
I do.
All right. Change Terry's labels.
Terry is going to go up in Savior and down in Freak. Those are probably
Choose
already
2
that
labels
way.
of your own. Terry to go up and down. All right, looks like Terry's gone down in danger, and I'm going to guess up in superior. Cool.
Ooh.
There we go. And you've marked potential. Did you pick which advancement you want to take?
I did. I took another move from my playbook, and
Nice.
I took thick and thin-skinned whenever you have angry marked. Take an ongoing +1 to unleash your powers. It's super
Oh, yeah.
I
useful.
love it. That's great. And that is the end of this session.
I also unlocked a potential too.
You did again?
Yeah.
Oh my
Jesus
gosh.
Christ.
So I'm unlocking my moment of truth.
Okay.
We also
Sounds
have
good.
that too.
All right. There we go.
This is fun.
Raise a glass and drink with the enemy. Raise a glass and sing with the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own. And raise a glass and toast to the enemy. Raise a glass and sing to the enemy. And I'm not gonna do this on my own.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales.
A Curated Masks, a new generation game set in the superhero teenage world of Halcyon City.
Our intro and outro music is the song Tavern Tales by the Bad Billy Band. You can find out more about the Bad Billy Band on iTunes or at www.badbillyband.com or follow them on Twitter at badbillyband. Thanks for listening. Please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes or find us on Twitter at tavern_tales. We'll be back next week with more of the adventure.
You have to repeat that for us because all we heard is duh.
Keep it recorded that way for sure. No, I guess you're not because it's my side, but